I've got another exciting life update. Not really exciting so much as look at my ridiculous life update. So last week, hi Hagrid, I had to carpool to set for 2 days because my car was in the shop, my brand new car that still does not have license plates yet, got hit in a parking lot by an unlicensed, unregistered, uninsured driver. So that was fun to deal with that. I got my car back on Friday. The first thing I did after I picked up my car was go to the doctor because since that Monday previous, my lips had been swelling up. So my voice is kind of messed up right now too because of allergies. There is a thin layer of pollen on absolutely everything in Los Angeles. Plus it's been super windy. So my allergies, because I'm allergic to lots of stuff, have been really, really bad. Now, every 2 to 3 years for the last 20 years, I have had this allergic reaction that happens sometimes, and usually it's when like a big chunk of pollen, usually from a tree that I'm really allergic to, ends up on my face, and immediately I have an allergic reaction and my lip will swell up. Usually just my upper lip. Sometimes after a few days my lower lip will get in on the action, but like it just swells up really big in the center. And I can feel like it feels like it's filled with fluid or blood or something, I don't know, and it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable, and it just feels like any other allergic reaction. There was this one time years ago, I think I was like 13, where my friend and I put bubble bath in her family's hot tub, and it was great. We had a lot of fun, didn't get in trouble either. And then the next day I woke up with both of my eyes swollen shut from an allergic reaction to this bubble bath. One of my eyes, actually my right eye, stayed swollen shut for 2 days, and it scarred on my eyelid. So yeah, that's the thing. I have big allergic reactions to random stuff. So on Monday, my lips started swelling up and I had to work. I had to film, I had to be on camera. So what I did was take the maximum dose of Benadryl and loratadine that I could, and I would ice my lips to reduce the swelling. This usually works after 1 or 2 days, and worst case scenario, the times when this hasn't worked, I've gone into the doctor and either gotten like an extra strength hydrocortisone cream or gotten, at worst case scenario, a prednisone treatment. So that's a steroid to reduce the swelling. Honestly, like I'm not crazy about it, but it's better than like potentially being scarred and disfigured from allergies making my face swell up. So I knew exactly what was happening. Like this happens all the time. I'm used to it. It sucks, but I couldn't get an appointment with my doctor because they didn't have any appointments available. So I went to urgent care. First mistake, going to the doctor. I've been trying to get a referral to an allergist from my primary care physician for like a while, and I'm having a ridiculous amount of trouble getting that done. Stupid. I don't know why. Like it took me 4 or 5 months to get a referral to a gastroenterologist from my primary care physician. Like she didn't believe that these things were wrong with me, and then I finally went to one. They're like, oh, your throat is messed up. We need to fix that. So like a lot of my medical history is me telling doctors exactly how things are and them just not believing me, and then me having to pay the price and suffer for way longer than I should, like 16 years with a tumor kind of situation. So I went into urgent care, told her exactly what was happening, that it's allergies, this is just like what happens to me all the time. And usually what happens is I can get the swelling to go up down through the day, and then overnight it swells up really big, like really big, because my allergies get worse at night, I get more congested, plus I'm laying down, so it's easier for the blood to like stay in my face. So it swelled up really, really big that last Friday morning, and it started, like, my lips get really dry at night. I didn't have my humidifier on. My upper lip cracked a little bit. It's fine, but I wanted to make sure that they like swabbed it in case there was like any other nasty thing, like a virus or anything lurking in there. So the doctor asked me a bunch of questions, and she was like weirdly rapid fire with the questions. You could tell she just had like a checklist that she was going down. Plus I have a ton of allergies to medications, so that always kind of weirds out my medical professionals when I go in. So she was asking all these questions. She would ask a question that would kind of like lead me into a second answer, and before I could finish the second answer, she'd be like, hold on, not done with the list, we'll get to that. So she got like through her rapid fire list of questions, answered all of them, and then she came up to me and like started doing a physical examination. I was like, yeah, the glands in my neck are swollen because that's just how my body responds to severe allergies. Told you I'm allergic to literally everything, and it's a really bad allergy season. We have a super bloom everywhere. It's disgusting. It's bad. But she didn't really believe me, like I don't know my own body or anything. So she was super concerned about these glands in my neck being swollen, and she looked at me like really serious, and she said, I need to put a mask on you, and I need to quarantine you because I'm testing you for mumps. Bitch, what? I'm vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated. And I also had a Mumps booster, like an MMR booster, 5 or 6 years ago. Just trying to be responsible. Like, I had this little window of time when my health was actually pretty good. It's a distant memory. It was nice while it lasted for like 3 whole years. So there shouldn't be any way in hell that I can actually get mumps. Plus, like, is mumps still a thing? So she told me that there had been an outbreak in Southern California recently, and that's why
she needed to quarantine me, and that also the MMR vaccine wasn't super effective for mumps anymore, which is kind of bizarre. Like, maybe we should fix that, guys. That would be great. She panicked at this point. Like, she did not know what to do, and she was kind of on the young side, so she was like scrolling through her phone with this crazed look on her face. Like, she was worried, scrolling through her phone for like 10 minutes trying to figure out what to do. At one point, this nurse poked her head and she's like, don't come in. Also, I need you to seal this room. It's a mumps room. And I'm just sitting there like, what's going on? So the doctor finally leaves. I hear her tell someone, yeah, we're quarantining that room. It's a mumps room. And they start like sealing up the door. They just locked me in this room. They left me there for like, I don't know, half an hour. And yeah, I made a couple of phone calls to be like,
yo, I might have mumps. It's so awkward. So awkward. Like, it's awkward enough when you have to be like, hey, I might have given you a cold or the flu or something, but yeah, hey, I might have given you mumps. A nurse came back in, the nurse who took my vitals when I got there, and she was like in all this extra protective gear, and she took a bunch of blood for testing. She took a cheek swab, and then the other doctor came in and swabbed my lip, and she had to like, it was so bad, like where it had split from being dry and swollen overnight, she had to like break that open and grind this Q-tip into it. It was so painful. And I was like already kind of crying because, like, you guys, it is not easy right now. Actors, especially in Los Angeles, slow season is December and January. I work a lot in November to just like hustle and hoard money and try and get through the slow season or the break and not go into more debt. So I was already at the end of my buffer, and then I got in a car accident.
In January. So I couldn't work for a week, and that ate up more of my buffer. Plus, like, I was paying all these co-pays for all these doctor's appointments because I had to get physical therapy, I had to go to the chiropractor, I was already going to therapy, and physical therapy for something else. So I had, like, all these doctor's appointments, was already taking a ton of time off, and, like, honestly,
I'm pretty broke right now. Like, it sucks. It really sucks. And then on top of it, Ellie just didn't really have a pilot season this year, so there's not a lot of work either. It's bleak. It's really bleak. I kind of felt like this last week I was just now getting back into the swing of things, and then I was told that I was being quarantined. So I was like, yep, completely broke now. I'm gonna cry. That sucked. So cried a little. Eventually the doctor let me leave. She said I needed to be quarantined at home. So yeah, to just like go straight home, don't stop anywhere, don't talk to anyone, wash my hands a lot, wear a mask if I needed to leave my apartment, like to get the mail or anything, or like take a walk around the block. And I was quarantined for 5 days. Yeah, it sucked. So my throat surgery was scheduled for last Monday. I was told that I would definitely have my test results back by Sunday night or Monday morning, and that I could go ahead with my throat surgery. So when they decided they were going to do my throat surgery, they figured they would do a colonoscopy too at the same time, since, you know, I'm already there, just looking both ends, get it over with. So I had to prep for the colonoscopy all day Sunday. You have to take lots of fluids and lots of laxatives. And it's not fun, you guys. It is not fun. I've already had to do it twice and I'm only 31. It is not fun. I don't recommend it. So I had to do all of this prep, and I still hadn't heard back Monday morning. Called the doctor. They said, well, honestly, we don't have the test results back, so you should just go to the surgical center, wear a mask, tell them what's up, and let them decide if they want to do the procedure. So Monday morning, like, I've already been so stressed about having this throat surgery. I mean, I've been stressed about like the stuff that needs to be treated by this procedure, and I've been stressed about the procedure itself because, you know, general anesthesia, like, and me do not get along. We don't have a great history. So I got there. They decided, since we didn't have the mumps test back, that it wasn't a good idea to do anything with my throat or my mouth, especially like if I did have any kind of virus or viral infection. They didn't want to take tissue from my mouth and introduce that into any kind of open tissue in my throat and make that situation worse. So I was able to still do the colonoscopy Monday, and my surgery was moved back to next Monday, which today is Friday, so in a couple of days now. But the good thing that did come out of this was I was able to go under general anesthesia after talking with the anesthesiologist. She reassured me it worked, it went smoothly, went off without a hitch. I remember her telling me to like do something specific when they wheeled me back to the OR, and she said, I'm just gonna give you something to help you relax. And then the next thing I knew, I was waking up in recovery, and someone had handed me something, and I looked at it, and I looked at her, and I looked at it, and I said, well, I didn't say it, I yelled, what is this? She's like, it's a juice box, you drink it. I don't know if I was actually fully awake, maybe I looked like I was awake, and she handed me this thing, but that's the first thing I remember. So that's good. Like, I just didn't want to remember the procedure at all. And then after the juice box, she handed me something, and I was like, still kind of half asleep, but awake enough to say, that has gluten, I can't eat it, but thank you so much. Because I guess they give you snacks to recover from a colonoscopy. So yeah, that was reassuring. That was like the silver lining in this whole situation. I know that they can find a combo of anesthesia that works for me, so I know that for the worst of it, through the throat surgery, I'm not gonna wake up. And that's huge. Like, that should be such a thing that just you don't even have to think about, but that's so reassuring for me after everything I've been through. So, yeah, I was released from the quarantine a couple days ago because I called the place. They still didn't have my test results back, and they said, well, you were presenting with symptoms over a week ago at this point, so even if you had it, you wouldn't be contagious anymore at this point. So I eventually did get the test results back. I don't have mumps, big surprise, but they actually, they ordered 2 different mumps tests. One of them is an antigen test. They got the other one back negative, but they didn't get the antigen test results back, and after 20 minutes on the phone with them, well, they called the lab, they figured out that the lab just forgot to do that one. Okay, this is the same lab that misplaced some of my blood late last year. It'd be great if I didn't have to use them, but here we are in 2019 with mumps scares and misplaced bodily fluids. I don't know how this is happening. I don't know how this is my life, but I'm hoping things calm down soon. So that's my crazy, stupid, ridiculous life update. Don't have mumps, not quarantined. The cherry on top of this whole situation was that she never actually gave me anything to treat the swelling in my lip, so I just had to tough it out for like 3 more days while the swelling went down. So my lips got really dry and irritated. They're kind of like cracked and gross, but I think the worst of it is over. And you know, I can go back to working and going to the Renaissance Fair and all the things that I had to cancel last week, I can now do next week. So Monday, this coming Monday, is shot to hell. I have to go under general anesthesia 2 weeks in a row, which kind of sucks, but I will have the throat surgery over with, and hopefully, no, I'm just gonna say it, like, this is gonna be the last of the bad shit that happens to me. I kept saying nothing would surprise me anymore. This kind of surprised me, so I guess I can stop saying that. And it should be smooth sailing from now on because nothing else can really go bad at this point. Thanks for watching.